Now today we go back in time for this retro edition of Can I Beat the Pole Lap? The first ever US Grand Prix held at the Circuit of the Americas is on the agenda here today. 2012, Sebastian Vettel in the Red Bull Prime, winning his championships. Put it on pole with a 1 minute 35.6. Now this was a suggestion from one of my fans, so shout out for the recommendation. And it's actually a special midweek episode. Usually I do these on off weekends, but because COTA is this weekend and F1 is back, I thought let's not waste the opportunity and let's go racing. So here we are, testing out a F1 2012 mod, which is essentially a port from the, I believe, Codemasters game onto Assetto Corsa, but has been kind of done better, upscaled, and we have lots of different car models, helmets, all the trimmings, all looking really awesome. Now, COTA in 2012, it was a big unknown, and at first, it wasn't a super popular circuit, but as time has gone on, it really has, made itself one of the more favourable venues on the F1 calendar. And of course, we had that epic race after the qualifying in which Seb Vettel, Lewis Hamilton went head to head, with Lewis winning the inaugural United States Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas. Now, this is focused on qualifying, so let's get to it. Currently just heading through the installation lap, getting the tyres warmed up, getting everything in the zone. Of course, we have KERS, we have DRS. Now, the one thing to note, the one drawback, is that we can only use DRS on the two straights like in real life. We can't use it everywhere, which was the case back in 2012. So we might lose a bit of lap time on that front. That aside, let's try and get a lap on the board and see what we can do through the S's. Still bloody quick, but nowhere near as, disturbingly quick as the current downforce monsters that we've had in the last few years. Making our way up through the top end of the S section. He does it as we plunge downhill. Now into the hairpin. Try and pick up a late apex. Get focus on the exit. KERS not working right now, so I'll have to try and assign a button. So for now, we're just restricted to DRS on this first run on the hard tyres. Actually, I think these were the mediums. The white wall. The hards had that horrible grey Pirelli colour, which was swiftly changed to orange in 2013. Either way, this hasn't actually been too bad of an opening lap here. The car's working reasonably well. And as I say that, I instantly jinx myself, locking up and running wide through the double left-hander. But decent bit of track grip. Let's see. Through the triple right. Going to keep it absolutely pinned. Flat out. Now down 3 gears for the penultimate corner. Already into the high 30s, so we're well beyond the pole time. DRS to the line. And it's a 1:43.9, so quite a long way away. About 8 seconds, so let's get to work and let's fix this. Now I don't think we have enough adjustments available to go quick enough. I've already put the softs on. I've made a few changes to the car configuration. Crucially, we now have KERS, so that will give us a bit of time. We're already on soft tyres, so let's get to it. I'm going to give it a shot anyways, running the same fuel as before, to be fair. I've just made tyre change adjustments. KERS up to the line. Right then, let's get the lap underway. Hasn't reset. So not sure if we're going to get a full charge throughout this lap, but we're going to be, there we go, getting it back to 100, which is what I want. Right, through the S's. Come on then. Aggressive over the curbs. A little bit wide through that apex as we look to try and pull the time back. Over the top of the hill, keep it in third this time. KERS on the way out as we plunge downhill. Now down towards the hairpin. Again, look for a late apex. We do run it a bit deep though, just catching a left front. Using a nice bit of curves on the way out as we open the DRS. Right then, top speed. Reduce the gearbox a little bit to try and hit the top end. Now into the braking zone. Clip the curb. Beautiful. On the way out, easy does it. And now through the slow speed. Let's try and pick up the pace a bit through here. This time not running wide through the double left. Getting a decent bit of recharge on the curves as we head through the triple right. Just a whisker of curves now left. If you look at the circle, it's almost depleted. Over the white line there, but track limits, I believe, not really a thing in 2012 like it is nowadays. Last corner, up to the line. Wow, only a 41.8. Oof. Big oof. I think having DRS everywhere isn't going to save us, even if I found a way to enable that. Oh my god. Now I've made some further adjustments. We're now running single lap fuel pretty much. Other small tweaks on the gearbox, wings, and just little things here and there. So let's see, this is going to be pretty much it now. So let's try and hopefully find a bit more lap time, possibly a sub 140 would be nice, although I don't think it's going to happen. Here we go. Can actually brake quite late, to be fair, probably later than that. Using our curves. Come on then, let's get stuck in, let's get aggressive. Let's try and hit these curbs as well. That was a lovely S section. Purple first. Over the top of the crest. Good lap so far. Come on then, hairpin. Bit wide again there. Not as bad as last time. Oversteer on the exit, back end gets away from us. Right, come on. Big second half of the lap ahead of us. Let's try and find some more time. On the anchors. Really nice hairpin, got the apex perfectly there. Got the traction down way earlier. Now for the double rights and lefts. And now to the triple right. Car feels super unstable on the way in, but we're trying to keep it as committed as possible. That was nice. Last corner, got the apex this time. Up to the line, had way more curves left over. So 140.3, so I reckon a sub 40 is possible. I mean, it still leaves us way off the pace. And I have the track set to maximum grip. It doesn't feel that bad. I don't feel like I'm 5 seconds off the pace. So, yeah, I might try and look into enabling DRS to see if I can do it. I'll give it a shot, but I think if not, we'll try and go for a sub 140 and call it a day, which is still a pretty decent lap. But I felt pretty decent on that one. So, yeah, I think a bit better curves management, and we can be there. One day I'll get that corner right, and I'll hit that apex. One day. That was a blinding lap. Really good lap. I think I tried to have a look. We can't use DRS everywhere. I tried to mess with the files and I thought I did it, but it hasn't worked. Maybe it's encrypted. There's no mods that exist to enable DRS everywhere. There was a mod, but it got deleted. So I can't find anything to sort this out. So clearly we are a bit handicapped without being able to use DRS everywhere. I think even still, we're not going to beat the time. I do believe probably a high 37 with DRS everywhere would give us the time we're looking for, because ultimately we'd only be using it out of turn 1 into the S's, on the run down to the hairpin, out of the S section, and then a few other areas I'd say, you know, like the triple right-hander, probably not, because we'd probably spin, but you know, you open it briefly on the run to the last corner, on the exit of the last corner a bit earlier. You can also open it earlier on the back straight, just right away after the hairpin. Just, you know, microscopic improvements, but that does all add up throughout a lap. I reckon there was a whisker of time in that lap, maybe a 39.1 or a 0, but generally a very good lap. Obviously nowhere near the pole time, but I really enjoyed that one, and I really enjoy how this car drives. It feels super agile, even though it's not actually quick. It's really weird, but it just feels light and aggressive. Actually pretty decent in the fast speed. It was actually the undoing, I think. The lack of lap time comes from the slow corners, where it just seems to struggle quite a bit. So yeah, really enjoyed that one. Anyway, replay, setup, and let's round things up. So we'll quickly run you through the setup on this one. Now you can see the gear ratios. I basically shortened the final gear ratio to bring everything down and hopefully, you know, hit the top end at the end of the straight. Tyres, I went for the softs, which is I believe what they ran in that qualifying. Super softs available, but the hot lap has yellow stripe, so I'm guessing it was soft tyres. I've had a look and I can't find if maybe the yellow were super softs. I don't think they were back then though. I think it was literally super soft, soft, medium, and the grey, which are the hards. So yeah, increased front pressure slightly, rear pressure down a bit for rear traction. Fuel 15 litres, out lap, time lap, in lap, enough for that. Electronics, I upped the engine brake into 4. Aerodynamics, 20 all round, generally up the aero to have more corner grip. Possibly could have gone even higher to be fair, but I don't know how much the straights would have suffered. If we'd had DRS everywhere, I would have gone pretty close to maxed out wing, because you can make up that wing with the DRS being available everywhere. Alignment, I also pushed things into the negative a little bit to be more aggressive on tyres. Dampers default, Brake bias 53, a bit more towards the rear to avoid front locking. Heave dampers, default. Suspensions, softened up the roll bar to rotate the car more, increase the wheel rate to make the front end sharper, reduce the ride heights front and rear, also reduce the rear roll bar for better traction. And then, yeah, suspension advance, default with everything else unchanged. Anyway, guys, there we go. Hopefully you enjoyed. It wasn't exactly competitive, this one. Just over, actually no, just under 4 seconds off the pace, 3.6, I think, 3.6 or 35.6 to a 39.2, yeah, 3.6. Not as disastrous as I thought when I did my first lap, which was, you know, over 8 seconds off the pace, but still not ideal. I think if we'd had DRS everywhere, we could have maybe got that a bit closer, but generally we had track grip set to optimal, the highest possible, so just generally the car lacks a little bit of pace in the low speed corners. Either way, really enjoyed it, and even though it was slow, it didn't feel slow. The car was really fun to drive, so I'll leave everything linked down below for the track and the car. This weekend, the real life Can I Beat the Pole Lap edition around COTA, so tune in then, like the video, subscribe. Let's try and smash over 1,000 likes on this one, guys, and also as always, suggestions in the comments below on these retro episodes, what you want to see next. Anyway, guys, cheers for watching. As always, a big shout out to the members for supporting the videos and the channel. Also, check out the 2 videos on screen and now for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Until then, let's goodbye from me. Ciao.